But you're going to win the challenge. If you don't win the challenge, that's a good way to put leverage against yourself. Put pressure on yourself to go ahead and win it. So, I openly invite you all to go shoot for second place and beyond.
There's not a whole lot different to say. I think for me, one of the things that makes a big difference is make a decision. Some of you are here and maybe you haven't even made that decision yet. You kind of have, you kind of haven't. I have a defining moment. My defining moment came at the end of convention this past year in August. And I drove home, because I'm a 3-hour drive from Vegas, I drove home all the way making my decision and laying out in my mind what my game plan was going to be. And once I did that, I really, really went to work. And so then the next key pieces of it are really have a plan, focus, and commit. And really, that plan is, I get up every single day and I know exactly what I'm going to do that day in my business. There's no mistaking it. And I say this mostly to the moms. Some of the dads may need that too, but if you're a stay-at-home mom, I know what it's like to be on that roller coaster of, oh gosh, I know I should be working my business. What am I going to be doing, or whatever it is. But it's so important for you to have that, whether it's 2 contacts a day, whatever it's going to be. Make that plan and stick to it. I have a minimum of 2 contacts a day. It's usually more than that, but I know every day, every night before I go to bed, I know what I'm doing the next day. I know who on my team I'm calling. I know who my prospects are going to be, customers, whatever it is. Now, you have to be flexible. Sometimes that stuff gets messed up. People don't return, or they're not there for the appointment, whatever it's going to be. And then the focus is shut everything else off when you're supposed to be doing that. You don't have to respond to an email the minute it comes in. You don't need to be on Facebook all day. You don't have to be doing all those type things. So really fine-tune your focus that matches your plan, and then make that commitment. Every day be committed to that. Again, real life gets in the way, but if you have that plan, you figure out a way to make those commitments happen, whether a child gets sick or different things come up, you'll figure out a way to get it done. And when you do that, then you can focus on the points and the action, and it'll all fall into place. So that's
Three things. The first one would be to cut your Facebook back an hour a day. In other words, eliminate an hour a day off your Facebook. And I believe everyone in this room could do that. Take an hour a day off TV watching. If you're watching TV, I believe most people in the room could do that. That's 2 hours a day. And then the third thing is treat every person who's interested as if they're already a distributor. Treat them as if they're already a distributor. Invite them to the conference calls. Teach them how to send cards. Get them sending cards on a gift account or on a retail or a preferred customer account. But treat them as if they're already a distributor and a customer. And if you do that, eventually they become one. So that would be my advice.
I really like what Jackie said. I think you guys need to take massive action. Massive action. Massive action leads to success, and success will motivate you. When you have motivation, it'll motivate you to take more massive action. When you take more massive action, you experience more success, more motivation, more massive action. See, that's how it works. I think it was in 2010, I stood on the stage, and in the first time in 6 years, I was not a top 5 point earner. And I stood in a row just like this on stage in front of 4,000 people and watched that 5th person walk up in front of me. And I was like, and I felt like crap. And I'm like, that just fueled me. You guys should feel like crap. You're not up here. Let it fuel your competitiveness to be up here. And I'm telling you, that shocked me that I had this award. I'm just getting started. I'm like a forest fire burning out of control. Yeah. My goal is for over 500 customers next year, and I hope they all turn into distributors. Yeah. I will make them turn into distributors. Yeah. Where's Joel?
He went to go make
Yesterday, I went to see the huge turtles, and I took an amazing picture, and I posted it on Facebook when I was allowed to have my phone on. And I got all these people writing in saying, slow and steady wins the race, and that's always my motto. And it actually made me really angry, because slow and steady doesn't win the race. Slow and steady is what people tell themselves when they pay their $59 every year, and like Jordan and Eric were saying that they haven't quit yet. The way you win in this business is to do the things that you need to do every day. We have a system that we get to show people how to send cards to people that they care about. And you can do that shorter in the amount of time that some people take a shower. But you've never heard anyone say, oh my gosh, I'm so busy with my kids and my job, I haven't showered in 7 months. But but so why is it okay? Cut it off, your dreams. We have something in our basic training book that I love every time I teach it that says, don't you want to know that every day you're moving towards your dream? And you can do that in a short amount of time every day, knowing that you're doing something that's going to take you forward of where you want to go. And the people that say slow and steady wins the race, they're not helping anybody. And if you had 2 boats that pulled up right outside on the North Shore, and the first boat owner said, get into my boat. I've been paddling around for years, and sometimes I kind of see the shore, and sometimes it's kind of fun. Get in my boat. Maybe we'll get there. And then you have someone else that says, I've been to the other side, and it's beautiful. And then I went back and I helped a couple hundred people and a couple thousand people, and now I'm back for you. Get in my boat. Which boat do you want to be in? And the winners are the people that get there themselves so they can help as many people as possible get there too.
Okay, that's just another reminder of why we need to be at the executive retreat. Because if you were here, you heard Tommy on the opposite end of the spectrum, not slow, but faster is better. And so, I think for me, very simple. I think, does Cody Bateman know how to build a successful network marketing company?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Does Cody Bateman want to build a successful network marketing company?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so when he issues a challenge, when he issues some direction for us, he understands that if he's going to have a successful network marketing company, it's going to be because each one of us built successful network marketing companies. And so he is not setting those up to distract us, to deter us, but to help fuel us to accomplishing the very thing we want to accomplish. So for me, it's very simple. And to walk a fine line here, I certainly don't want to contradict Eric, but not to, I don't want to have a follower complex, but a follower commitment.
Sure. Yeah.
And a follower commitment. Cody and others around me, I'm a neophyte to network marketing, and I know that there's others who have done it. I respect that, I admire that, and I see it. And so I know I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I simply need to be committed to following the path of others who have reached success. I'm inspired by that, and it's that simple for me. So not a follower complex, but a commitment to follow the right path.
Really a little bit to what David Fry was saying. Anybody, you guys, some of you were around when we did the Aston Martin contest. So who would participate in that? So that was one of those contests where I felt like I worked twice as much and hard and did everything to get into that, and I didn't make it, and I hated it. I hated that convention where I didn't make it into that contest. And, and I felt like, but what I did though, here's what I did afterwards. I called, several, 3, 4 people who were in those 22 people just to say, what did you do? And got to listen to them. And, some of the things was like, well, yeah, I did that. But I listened really hard to pull out something that maybe I could have done better. And so that's why I think it's really valuable just to get to take that full time and get to talk to each other and find out those great tips. And then just a visual that we do, we bought one of those cheap whiteboard things, and it's just to the right of where my computer is on the wall. And on that big board is my next promotion and the new MDs and the points. And so every time I sit there, I'm reminded of the people, the MDs, the ones who need to get their 3, who need to get their new customers, and it's tracked all right there. And so it never gets out of sight for me because it's a visual right in front of me. So that's just a practical tip that we use. So thanks everybody for all of this.